On this video, I'm going to share with you the 3 steps to turn any story into a signature talk. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly what to do step by step to craft a powerful story, even if you're just getting started. One of the things that I realized going through this process of being not just an ordinary speaker, but a profitable speaker, it is that our stories, yours and mine, it is not just a story, it is not just powerful, but it's profitable if you know how to structure it. And so most people tell their stories like a diary, or they get up in church and tell their testimony or testimonial, shall I say, during that time frame. And what I realized that is the reason why audience don't buy from you. That's why you only get an applause, which is great, but that's not the type of, I would say, storyteller that we want to be or speaker that we want to be. We don't want to be ordinary. We want to be extraordinary. So I crafted these 3 things, these 3 simple steps you could begin to implement today to help you go from an ordinary speaker to a profitable speaker and really turn your story into a signature talk and one that sells, matter of fact. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this as I go through this process. And I love steps, I love secrets, but even more so, those that you can implement right away. And so step number 1 is around the idea of identify. I'm going to say ID, the more of the transformation. Okay? ID the transformation. And it's your transformation. And it's all about where you were before and where you are now. And so if you're asking, what are you looking at? I'm looking around at all these monitors, okay? Just so you know that as I go through this process. So don't get so distracted about me looking around. You get distracted on the content and what you are to do next. But again, step number 1 is all about IDing the transformation. It's where you were before. Begin to share with people this journey that you have been on. And it's not, if you're still stuck in that journey, this is not the time for you to share. Okay? That means you'll be sharing from the wound instead of the scar, which means the wound is that it's still open and you haven't made it through. Not saying you're perfect now, but you haven't made it on the other side where it's a scar. Because when it's a scar, it's just, it has a scab, and when you scratch it accidentally, it doesn't bleed at that time. All right. So we're sharing from the scar and not the wound. And again, we're identifying the transformation, where you were before and where you are now. What does that look like? This is how you begin to tell a story at the highest level, so you don't offend family members. You know what I'm talking about. Family members that were there or a part of what happened to you, maybe is drama or trauma or whatever the case may be. This is how you share your story at the highest level. Is again, where you were before and where you are now. And so if I were to share with you just my simple story, remember I had a child. If you've been following, if you haven't, you're new to this, not true to this. You need to become true to this, especially this journey that I've been on, but more so, how does it help and affect you on your storytelling and you sharing from the stage? I had a child at a very young age, 15 years old. I was raped and left for dead at 17. I joined the United States military. I stayed in 21 years. I was married. My first marriage, I was married 18 years, and I had my encore marriage. And my first marriage, when I was married 18 years, I thought I was going to be married forever. And it took me 3 years. It looks like 6, but I'm just saying 3. It took me 3 years for that marriage to come to an end. And so when I share that story from a high level, I share high level. And I didn't even say when I was 17 years old, I was raped and left for dead. I didn't share that in there. But that is a part of my story, regardless of what platform I'm on. I don't leave that part out because I need them to know, in order for me to be on this stage where I am right now, sharing from my foxhole, right? I need them to know where I came from. Okay? And so sharing really identifying the transformation of what you went through and it's sharing it with them. Step number 2 is all about the anchor, as I call it, right? And this is where you anchor 3, I would say, significant emotional events. Significant 3, I would say, moments, right? Let's just call it moments in here. These moments, I also call them, what is it? What is the word I'm looking for right here? I wrote it down. Oh, my turning points. That's what it is. The turning points. When you start looking at anchoring these 3 moments, your turning points, what was the things that happened to you throughout your journey to becoming amazing, what are 3 significant events that took place that you're willing to share at the highest level? Point those out, because those 3 points, those turning points, will be the very thing that gives your audience the opportunity to connect with you. It's like almost as if as you're sharing, they're being drawn to your story. As you're sharing, they're being drawn. It's not a testimony, or excuse me, a testimony like you're in church, but it is, how did you get started and where you are right now? And then what are those 3 moments that took place? And what was the turning point? The turning point, what took place in your life to help you become the person you are now? The better version of you, the millionaire version of you, the highly successful or blissful marriage version of you. How did you get there? And so when I'm asked and I share on stage about my story, and I shared this just the beginning part, the turning point for me was I did not want to be another broke, busted, and disgusted woman of faith. I'll pause right there and let you clutch your pearls on that one. I just didn't want to be her. And so I made a decision, if I'm going to be a true person of faith and I believe in a higher power than myself, and for me, it's God. I don't know who it is for you. And I'm not telling you who it should be or shouldn't be. I'm just saying for me, I share that because if it wasn't for that journey that I went on and me understanding that this was bigger than me, it gave me the opportunity to become the person that I am today. And truth be told, I'm still becoming. Okay. So step number 3 is all about connecting, right? Let me change the color over here. Which color would you like? I'll go back to white so it stands out here. Step number 3 is all about connect to their problem. Connect it, excuse me. It, what is it? Your story, right? Your story to their problem. I'm gonna put this in big, bold, capital problem, or problems, shall I say. Connect your story to their problem. Depending on the area and the conversation that you're having about, you need to connect your story to the problem that they're having. You want to know why? I said again, as you're speaking and sharing your story, it pulls them closer to you. Every time, every part you share, it pulls them closer. Doesn't mean it's going to be the exact same story that your audience is having. What it does mean is now they see you as being relatable. Now it shows them that you understand what they're going through. And that story could be the very thing that they've been praying for to hear, because not everybody's going to share their true, authentic self, especially the journey. Many people are showing up on social media. They're sharing who they are right now, but they're not sharing with you where they came from and how they got there. This is why I say if they want to be true to you and not new to you, they need to know how you got started. And so when you come bold as you are and confident as you are, they understand that you came from the trenches. And then now that you're here, your story does mean something. It is not you just sharing a story. It's now you turning it into a signature talk, a signature presentation. And that presentation really develops into a message. These 3 simple steps, when you're able to do that, this will give you the opportunity to stop entertaining people and begin becoming a conversion machine. Now, let me explain that before I close out. Being a conversion machine, that means as you're sharing on stage about the journey that you're on, connecting to your audience, connecting your story to their problem, right? You identifying the transformation that you went through and also sharing the moments where you have a turning point. Now, because you understand, you need to have something that you offer from the stage, whether it's a free gift or whether it's a book or it's a course or a physical product, whatever it is. Now, when you make that offer, it's not such heavy lifting, because those who are connected to you and your story will be the ones who run and knock down tables and chairs to get closer to you, because they understand you're their go-to person. You're their next level coach. You are the person who could truly help them with the challenges and the problems that they have in their lives right now. If this is you and you're struggling in these 3 different areas and you need more help, be sure to comment below, or better yet, find the link somewhere around this video so you can get in a live and in-person room so I can help you develop the transformation that you've had in your life so you can be able to share with people in the audience, so you can learn those 3 significant events or moments that happen in your life that you can begin to share at the highest level. And so you can begin to connect your story to the problems that your audience has. I hope I see you in a live and in-person room real soon for the Women Speak and Grow Rich live experience.